Whenever dark skies hover over Petersburg, many who lived through that day 30 years ago have the same thought.
I'm wondering if it could happen again.
And every time we have a bad storm, I go upstairs and watch that western sky.
To live through August 6, 1993 is something you won't forget.
Sound like a train coming through the building.
On that day,
the roof collapsed. There was big beams and a lot of plaster, all that sort of stuff.
after digging out 2 people, my camera catches then Detective Greg Seidel coming out of a collapsed building with a victim on a backboard.
For all that could have happened that day, we were fortunate to have the people in place at that time, to help evacuate.
On that day, Officer Emmanuel Chambliss was getting into his police car.
I remember turning on the radio in my police car and hearing officers calling for help for buildings collapsed in Old Town with people trapped.
Headquarters, we have buildings down, we have wires down everywhere. Market and Bank Street, Market and Bank Street. We're going to need all the people we can get down here.
When Chambliss gets on scene,
There were several buildings behind me that had collapsed, roofs had fallen in on.
my camera catches Officer Chambliss with a victim he and others had just uncovered from the rubble. Richard Wilson was in his pickup on Grove Avenue when the tornado passed over. His dad in front of their Sycamore Street business.
He told me he got blown back into the building. He landed on his back inside the door.
Richard says he remembers the sounds after the tornado was gone.
Noise of the sirens and the fire alarms going off.
Now, 3 decades after that day, many remember the first responders and ordinary citizens who jumped in to help uncover and rescue those trapped.
I think that the response saved lives.
Now, 30 years later, it's really not about remembering that day. It's more about not being able to forget. For those of us that were here that day when the tornado hit, it really is a day that we will never forget. In Old Town Petersburg, Wayne Covil, CBS 6 News.
Viva Mexico! Viva! Viva America!
I love spreading my culture, my community.
A unique sound wafts through the halls of Thomasdale High School.
I think it's a huge step forward for Thomasdale, especially how Thomasdale has one of the largest Latino populations in Chesterfield County.
A sound so unique,
I think it's kind of cool because not every school have it.
you probably won't hear it
It is very unique.
in any other school in the Commonwealth.
I was always into mariachi ever since I was a little girl.
Now in her senior year, and for the first time in her life, Erica Delgado finds herself in a unique position.
I was really shy and nervous to sing in front of a whole audience since I've never really done that.
But with a new mariachi band at Thomasdale
Viva Mexico!
came an opportunity.
Viva America!
To be able to show how proud I am of my culture.
This is the first full year for mariachi.
I'm already proud, but just being in a group like this makes me feel even more prouder because I feel like I'm representing my family and my culture as well.
The music class becoming so popular, it continues to grow with new musicians, some with no ties to the Hispanic community.
Being in a room filled with people who all share the same idea of mariachi or a similar culture and appreciating the same thing, I think that's really special.
I think it's really cool to bring other cultures and celebrate in America. I think it's a really good idea.
I like it that other people are interested in learning mariachi, a different style of music, and that they like it.
While school just started and the music new to the members, they've already hit the road to perform.
Let's do Viva Mexico!
For mariachi band director Christina Sinkowitz,
I'm still learning, but I love the students and it's so much fun.
The new band is an opportunity for the students.
It gives them a place to express themselves and their cultural heritage.
Something students here recognize.
I believe it's very rare to see Latinos in orchestras and symphonics. And so sometimes when I play in chamber, I feel not exactly excluded, but also I'm not playing stuff that has originated from my heritage. So whenever I come to Mariachi Club, it's like a fresh breath of air because I can play something that I'm very familiar with and it makes me very happy.
And for Christina,
to see all of my students just loving the song and having fun and playing music for fun.
the Mariachi Club now gearing up for their next performance, this time for the high school's Hispanic Festival.
We have to really value other cultures.
And for those members not graduating, they guarantee the future of mariachi here will continue to hit all the right notes.
Next year, I'll still be here. I'll do it again for sure.
The group just received a grant to help pay for some new instruments and some new sheet music. Now the Hispanic Festival gets underway Wednesday, October 11th from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. It's open to the public and it's free, and the Mariachi Club will be performing. That's a look inside Wayne's World. I'm Wayne Covil, CBS 6 News.
There's never going to be a moment that I won't reflect on what happened October 23rd.
I want to personally welcome you.
Thousands gathered around the Beirut Memorial Monday morning.
There isn't a day that goes by that I don't think about my husband. That's not a day.
Among those here, Thomasine Baynard from Richmond.
This is my husband.
Lance Corporal James Baynard among the 220 Marines killed in the early morning hours of October 23rd, 1983.
This year, we got a little bit more of the family.
On this 40th anniversary, the Lance Corporal's sisters, nieces, and nephews witnessed a ceremony for the first time.
I wanted them to come and experience the Marines and just the community of Jacksonville and how much they love their Marines.
For the survivors who return here each year, Commandant of the Marine Corps General Eric Smith had something specific to say to them.
The Marines that are here, these men dug into that rubble and rebar with their bare hands. They got in there looking for their friends. They showed us what it was like to be a warrior, to leave no one behind.
The Commandant also had a message for terrorists who may want to target U.S. Marines.
If you target them, someone else will raise your children.
The Beirut Memorial was dedicated 3 years after the terrorist attack and includes the name of every serviceman killed. On the other side, they came in peace.
They were indeed sent there as friends, not enemies.
The Secretary of the Navy, Carlos del Toro, reflected on the lives lost that day.
They may not be here with us today, but as I feel the warmth of this sun on us, I know that their spirit is shining down upon us.
As for Thomasine Baynard, the ceremony each year also a personal reminder to her.
I'm not by myself. I'm not alone. I'm not the only one who remembers my husband and all the other men that sacrificed their lives for a mission, an honorable mission.
The memorial simply states they came in peace. Now, 40 years later, the families, a city, a county, the Marine Corps, and those who were there remain vigilant to always remember the names. At Camp Lejeune in Jacksonville, North Carolina, Wayne Covil, CBS 6 News.